Hello all, again welcome to the very interesting lecture. So today we are supposed to understand about this another algorithm which is the logistic classification under the supervised learning. Okay, just a quick recap. In the last time we have done about the predicting the continuous number of the finding out the glucose of the patient. Okay, so this is our data. Okay, these were our data, and then these were our target column which I need to predict based on the other set of data. Okay, so based on the other set of patient record, I need to predict that whether the patient has like glucose and how much, like what should be the glucose level of the patient. Okay, based on these data. Okay, so these were our the glucose I need to predict last time when we are doing the linear regression. Okay, so today we are supposed to predict that whether a patient has a diabetes or not. There is a difference, right? Last time we were predicting a number. Okay, this time we were predicting a classification that whether the patient has a glucose or not. Okay, so what does that mean? So again, hop into this data. It's very simple. So now we will be having the target column as an outcome. Okay, so we want machine to learn that whether the patient has a diabetes, which means a 1, or a non-diabetes, which is a 0. Okay, based on all these data. Okay, so these times our target column is the outcome, not the glucose. Okay, glucose we were testing it last time when we were doing the linear regression, when these values are continuous. Right now, this is classification problem, right? So it means that we just need to classify whether the person has diabetes or a non-diabetes. Okay, based on all these data. I hope you get it, right? So now in this algorithm, what will be our target column? Just guess. The outcome would be our target column because we want machine to learn about these things. Okay, 0 or 1 category. So that is why it is logistic classification. Okay, so again, our golden rule, what is the first thing is that let's look into our raw data. Okay, this is our raw data looks like. Okay, and we need to predict that whether the patient has diabetes or not, right, based on all these columns. Okay, these are the columns and these are supposed to be the row and these are supposed to be the column, right? Okay, so we have understood about this raw data. Now, what is our problem statement? That you are a AI engineer working in a hospital patient database. Okay, you have all the database access of the hospital patient. Someone would have recorded it, like written it down on their notebook, and they have given you. And then it is your task to build a system which can predict, right, whether the patient has disease or not, right, whether the patient has diabetes or not diabetes, right? So again, let's look at the version of problem. So this is actually the classification problem, right? Because we just need to classify, right? So this is our problem. The problem statement was classification problem. And what we need to predict? We need to predict whether the patient has diabetes or not diabetes, right? Yes or no, that's it, right? And what is our target column? The target column would be our outcome. Okay, this is our target column, right? Why target column? Because it is a supervised learning, right? So there has to be target column, there has to be some supervisor, like from which the machine can learn, right? Now what we are predicting this time, so we are predicting whether the patient has yes diabetes or whether the patient has no diabetes, right? So these are the two categories. Okay, so now we have selected it. Okay, so like we have checked the raw data, we have checked our problem statement, we have we have been confident that whether it is a regression or a classification problem. We have selected that it is a classification problem. Then do what? Like do the same, like do the EDA process. Okay, what is the EDA process? EDA is like a exploratory data analysis, which means that you need to first analyze the data in all possible way. Okay, by using this tool like NumPy, Pandas, scikit-learn, these things. Okay, so we are in this step number third, the third part, right? That we are supposed to analyze the data, clean the data, right? Do the feature engineering, all these keyword, right? It means that whatever the data it looks like, it contains so much of dirty data, right? Some contains zero, some contains non-value, some contains outlier, right? Some of these features are not needed. So what we need to do, we need to like skip all this part, we need to drain out all these things, right, by using these tools such as these tools in the Python library. Okay, so suppose that we have completed the EDA process. Okay, now what we need to do, we need to save our data into our local storage, right? After saving the data, then what? We need to choose the supervised model. of course, right? Because after saving the data, what we need to do, we need to choose our supervised model. So in the supervised learning, I have told you that we are supposed to use this algorithm, which is like the logistic regression, right? So we will be choosing this algorithm. We will be training this machine based on our clean data, which we have already saved, in order to predict the outcome, okay, using these tools, right? So again, moving back to the golden rule. So we have selected our supervised model. Then what? Then choosing the logistic regression model. Yes, we have selected the supervised algorithm, which is like the logistic classification algorithm, and we have good to go, right? Now do what? So let's understand about this logic, that why we have chosen this logistic classification. Okay. So yes, just take a guess why we have chosen. Okay, because we need to do the classification. See, this is our data. Okay, this is our data, right? This is our data, and this we need to make the machine learn about these things, these data, right? Whether the patient has like diabetes or non-diabetes, right? Let's understand the model logic, that why we have selected. We have so many other algorithms, right? So why we have selected this logistic regression based on our problem statement? Because in our problem statement, it's not a classification problem, right? It was like yes or no category, right? So what I have done is that I have just plotted this data into the 2D graph, and I have found out that maybe there must be some line, right? There must be some, let's say, imaginary line which can like classify these two different classes, okay, like the diabetes or non-diabetes. Agree or not agree, right? So let me just draw any hypothesis, right? Let me just draw three line. Okay, this is like, line means what? Line means model, right? Because we are training the line itself, right? In order to classify it. So let's say that this is my model, this is my first line, which is the model number one, this is my second line, this is my third line. What do you think, guys? Like, which is the best line? Can I confidently say that the line number one is kind of classifying these two? No, right? It's not classifying pretty very well, right? Because some of these other classes category are present in this class, so it's not classifying. Can I say that line number two is classifying? No, right? Because you can see that from line number two, some of these green like some of these green dots, which means the non-diabetes patient, are coming under the zone of diabetes patient. Okay, so it's also not good, right? Can I say that model 3? Can I say that model 3 is basically classifying a lot, right? So model 3 is the best line, right? Now let's understand this part, right? So after understanding these things, right? So first of all, we have selected the line, right? This one, right? So this, some of this line are doing the wrong classification, right? Like let's say the line number, this line number 2, right? So line number 2 are actually doing the wrong classification, right? But it looks very clean line. Agree, right? So can we just train this line only, right? Can we just train this line only? Because for our simplicity, I think this line is good, right? Because the simple line equation is y is equals to mc, where m is the slope, which means the theta. Okay, so I can just change the theta value, right, to just try to originate this line. Okay, just try to move this line from up down in this way. Okay, so that it can do the classification really well. Okay, because currently it is doing the wrong classification, right? But we know that after training, okay, this line can perform better, right? Now let's move to the next step. Now tell me about these things. Now tell me about these things. This is very interesting. Okay, this is the like the at most perfect classification. Okay, let me just tell you that this is our previous line, and I have also drawn one more, let's say some kind of a snake kind of a line. Okay, so a snaky line, right? So can I say that model 2, like the line 2, right, is far better than the model number 1? Right? Because it is classifying it like the most accurate. Okay, this is our all this training data, right? Training data, and this is actually classifying it the more accurate manner. Okay, so now I am happy, like I am about to say that okay, model number, like the line number, like the model 2, right, is far better than model 1. Yes. Now there is a dreaded terminology alert, so let's understand about the overfitting and underfitting, right? Because as we are moving forward in the machine learning journey, right, So there will be new keywords keeps on coming, right? So in today's, let's try to like understand something new. Okay, so let's understand the what is overfitting and underfitting. Can you see this model number 2 is kind of overfitting, right? Overfitting means what? Like if I give you the knowledge of something, right? And if I give you knowledge which is enough than your requirement, right, then it is kind of bad for you, right? Similarly, when I give this line, right, so this line is try to overfit all this training data, okay, which is not really good. Okay, so this is what overfitting means. Okay, and overfitting also, like, it's not a very good practice, right? So if I do this part, right, see, the model 2 is basically try to overfits. Okay, the model 2 is try to overfits my data. Okay, and why it is bad? Because suppose if I train my model on model 2, okay, and suppose if I give you any testing data, okay, so let's say this is my testing, these are my data, right? Suppose randomly I pick up these 192 column, okay, and if I give this if I give this column 13, 120, 71, 33, this, okay, and suppose it has given me the point here. Okay, so what is this red point? Red point is diabetes, right? But this area is a non-diabetes, right? It means that on testing data, on training data, it's fine, right? On training data, it is able to classify it more precisely. But if I give any random data, right, will this sneaky line able to classify this one? Of course not, right? Because once you train it, you cannot just, move this line and then do this magics. Of course not. Okay, once this line has been set, it has been set, right? And once I just come up with a new point, and new points like supposed to lie in the zone of this area, the green part, then of course this red line should be lie somewhere here, right? But because of this classification, it cannot turn it, right? It cannot simply turn its snaky head and then try to do like this, right? This is the limitation of overfitting. Okay, that when your model tried to overfits, right, when your model tries to overfit, then on training data it perform really good, right, but on testing data it perform really bad. Okay, so that is why here model 2 overfits my data. Hence model 1 is better than model 2. Hence we are supposed to go with this one single line itself. Now you got it, right? So now you got it, all this complicated line that I have drawn before, all these things. Okay, why one simple line is good in order to classify the binary classification. Binary means what? Two level classification. Whenever there is a 0 or 1, right, it's better to take the single line. It's far more easy because it can be trained very easy also, right? That's why. So again, let me give you the second example. What is underfit? Okay, again, let's look into this thing, right? This is line number 3. Okay, this is line number 2, and this is line number 1. Which one do you feel is good? Okay, can I pick line number 2? No, it's overfitting the data. Can I pick line number 3? Yes, but it is way too far from my data. Okay, that is why this line number 3, though it is a single line, right, though it is a single line, it is better than overfitting line. Okay, it is better than line number 2, but it is underfitting, right? Because it is not even in a zone of where the data is actually present. Okay, so that is why model 3 is underfits the data. Okay, now you get the concept of overfitting and underfitting. Okay, now I can proceed it, right? So that is why here the line number 1 also surpasses the model number 2 and the model number 3. Okay, why model number 2? Because model number 2 or the line number 2 is overfits the data, and model number 3 or line number 3 is underfits the data. Hence we come up to the conclusion of the entire thing is that a single line is good and easy enough to classify our data. That's it, to make a classification system. Agree? So again, this is our data, okay, and we have understood about the logistic classification logics, right? If you are wondering that what are all these equation which are doing this, okay, it's not magic, right? What are all these equation which are doing this? You can just understand this equation, okay? There is a line, okay, we put this line equation in something like this. So in place of z, I am putting this equation so that it is doing all these magics. As simple as that. Okay, so in the linear regression we were using this equation, y is equals to mx plus c, which is a single line equation. In this logistic classification we are supposed to use this equation, simple. Okay, now I hope you are understood, right? Now again what, again go to the same step. So I have explained you the model logic, then what, then I'll just import the scikit-learn, the TensorFlow. These are the tools, right, in order to train your model, right? So I'm supposed to import these things, okay, and then what I'm supposed to do, I'm supposed to like call this model, okay, and find out the best possible line. Okay, now what, so once I, let's say, call this model and find out the best possible line, then I need to do what, I need to like take out some matrices in the linear regression also, in order to check that whether my this line is how correct, like how much correctness is present. Okay, so for that there has some like the judging matrices should be there, right? Someone should judge, right, that if my model is trained better or not, right? So these are the judges. Okay, these are the loss function: precision, confusion matrices, accuracy. Just understand this. Okay, in linear regression, what did we have? Just remember, we have MAE, mean absolute error, and R square value. In logistic classification, what we have? We have precision, confusion matrices, accuracy. These are the three judge in order to tell you that how good this classification is. Of course, this classification like does the best classification, right? And how good it is. See, there is always a small margin error. Okay, you can see that there are also 1 or 2 points which is lying in the zone of red region, right? But we can neglect it. Why? Because no machine learning model is 100% accurate. There is always a few minute error margin should be present. Okay, and it's healthy also, that's why. Okay, so now let's say you have trained your model. Okay, train your model for what? Train your model for do the classification. Okay, to tell based on testing data, whatever the data that you are supposed to give. Okay, let's say that these are the data available, right? These are the data available. If new patient come, they will try to give you the glucose, the blood pressure, their skin thickness, their insulin, their BMI, their diabetic, their age. They are supposed to give only these value. Okay, so that you are able to predict that, okay, whether this person is having a diabetes or a non-diabetes. Simple. Okay, based on all this data, because now my target column is this thing, right? This thing, the outcome one. That is why I need to predict this one based on other data. Okay, that's it, guys, right? So and to avoid confusion in our linear regression, what we have done, we need to predict the glucose level of the patient based on these data. So pregnancy, blood pressure, sickness, insulin, these things, we need to predict this glucose. Okay, here what we are predicting, we are predicting this whether the patient has this outcome or not, right, based on all these data. I hope you get it, right? So yeah, so once we're training the model, we are going to save the model and the end. Okay, so these are the golden rule. We follow all the golden rule and the other equation which we needed and which was like more than enough in order to understand this logistic classification. Okay, so we have done this part, right? So yes, you can actually go through this golden step again and again and try to reconsider it, okay, whenever you are training it. Thank you.